So particularly what I want to point to in the book of Revelation is the New Jerusalem, and the New Jerusalem as seen as descending from heaven. And I want to tie this in to things that are said elsewhere in the New Testament. In particular, um, let's look at Hebrews 12, where St. Paul says, "But you have come to Mount Zion and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to innumerable angels in festal gathering, and to the assembly of the firstborn who are enrolled in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and to the spirits of the righteous made perfect, and to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel." Um, so what I'm trying to bring out here is to say, like, I'm not completely off base to say the New Jerusalem coming down from heaven is speaking of the church. And this coming down of the New Jerusalem from heaven on the earth happened on the day of Pentecost. But it's also still happening today because like the kingdom of heaven is continuing to come into the earth, and it will happen fully in the eschaton, in the end of all things. So that's I think, like, I am saying that is the proper way to read the book of Revelation, and I'm saying that because that's how I see the fathers reading the book of Revelation. Um, and we also see Galatians 4, this same idea reinforced. He says, "For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by a slave woman and one by a free woman. But the son of the slave was born according to the flesh, while the son of the free woman was born through promise." Now, this may be interpreted allegorically. These women are two covenants. One is from Mount Sinai, bearing children for slavery. She is Hagar. Now, Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia. She corresponds to the present Jerusalem, for she is in slavery with her children. But the Jerusalem above is free, and she is our mother. Now, the Jerusalem above refers to the church, and the church is our mother. And I feel like that reading of that passage of Galatians is pretty much not controversial. That's how I'm pretty much used to always hearing that interpreted, that the Jerusalem that is above is referring to the church, in contrast to the Jerusalem that is below, referring to the city of Jerusalem, which is seen as, the old, like, the place of the old covenant, whereas the church is the New Jerusalem. So again, that New Jerusalem that we see coming down in the book of Revelation is a prophecy of the church. Prophecy doesn't necessarily mean a foretelling of something that is happening in the future. A prophecy is a revelation. Like, this is what I think prophecy is primarily. Prophecy is primarily a revelation of the nature, the fundamental nature of reality. God is showing us what is the most real. That is what the prophets are doing. And so what I want to draw out in all of this is that the book of sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm drying up. I needed to have some water here. The book of Revelations most clearly points to this imagery and ties all of this Old Testament prophecy together for us. I mean, it kind of shows you why I'm saying this is what the Old Testament says, that we see something fundamentally different happening on the day of Pentecost, that the Holy Spirit descends, the New Jerusalem descends from heaven, the church is established on the earth. This is the fulfillment of everything that was foretold in the prophets.